There is one thing that every single human being will experience, and not a single person knows what awaits them. I'm your host Adam, and this is Anything Strange. Today we dive into the case of Thomas Bradford, the man who committed suicide to prove there is an afterlife. Nobody truly knows what happens when you die. It's the scariest, strangest thing that we will all experience at some point. The fear of death is called thanatophobia, and it led a man named Thomas Lynn Bradford to take his own life for an experiment in 1921. Professor Bradford wanted to prove that there is an afterlife, and the only way for him to do this was to join the other side. Once dead, Bradford hoped to communicate with the living. He was a spiritualist and knew he needed help for this experiment. He put an ad out in the local paper, looking for someone interested in spiritual science. The only person to reach out was Ruth Doran. Ruth stated she was not a spiritualist nor a psychic, but she was drawn to this project out of curiosity. Ruth and Bradford met multiple times. They tried to figure out a way that they could prove through science that there is an afterlife. And it was finally time. Bradford rented a room on February 5th, 1921, in his hometown of Detroit. He turned on the gas and laid in his bed as the fumes took his life. He left a letter in his typewriter that read, "And it is through scientific facts that I propose to demonstrate clearly the phenomena of spirits and prove that all phenomena is outside the domain of supernatural." Step 1 was complete. Bradford was dead. It was time to see if he could come back and communicate with Ruth Doran. Ruth did just as Bradford asked. She held a 2-week-long vigil in her parlor, waiting to see if Bradford could find a way to communicate with her. It was 2 days in when the New York Times ran the story and titled it, "Dead Spiritualist Silent," as Bradford had not made any communication with Ruth. 1 week into the experiment, psychic Lulu Mack came to Ruth. She claimed she had heard Bradford calling to her. Lulu did not know who Bradford was, but heard his name during one of her own seances. Lulu explained she didn't think Bradford had the strength to communicate with Ruth, mainly because his death was by suicide. Both Ruth and Lulu contacted everyone they knew in hopes to accelerate the return of his spirit. Spiritualist church leaders told their members to concentrate at 9 p.m. The goal was to manifest the spirit of Thomas Bradford through spiritualists working together all over. That night, Ruth got her message. In her parlor, she was continuing her seance with other spiritualists when she felt something. Cut the light. It's the professor. Write this down. I am the professor who speaks to you from beyond. I have broken through the veil. The help of the living has greatly assisted me. I simply went to sleep. I woke up and at first I did not realize that I had passed on. I find no great change apparent. I expected things to be much different. They are not. Human forms are retained and outlined, but not in the physical. I have not traveled far. I am still much in the darkness. I see many people. They appear natural. There is a lightness of responsibility here, unlike in life. One feels full of rapture and happiness. Persons of like natures associate. I am associated with other investigators. I do not repent my act. My present plane is but the first series. I am still investigating the future planes, regarding which we in this plane are as ignorant as the earthly beings of the life just beyond human life. That was the only message Doran would receive. I am convinced. I have never heard a spirit voice before. That was the professor without a doubt, Ruth told reporters. So Thomas Bradford's experiment did not prove to the world that there is an afterlife, but maybe it did to Ruth. For now, the unknown of life after death is still the strangest mystery we are all waiting to solve. Alright everyone, thanks for watching, and if you want to see more strange stories, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Don't forget to add me on Instagram at Anything Strange TV, and until next time, I'm your host Adam, bringing you stories about anything strange.